Promotional consideration provided by Rockland Trust. David Rogers Electric. M. Duffany Builders. Eastman's Home and Hardware. Crane Appliance.
Welcome to Falmouth is Cooking. I'm Gail Blakely. I'm your host for this half hour of talking about all things food on Cape Cod, actually Upper Cape primarily, but we do go all over the place. This is actually the 21st episode, so that's a long time we've been talking about this. This is my grandniece, Lauren Shearer, who lives in West Falmouth.
Yep.
And you got interested in cooking from
You.
me, from my food column and from cooking with me at Highfield and doing all of that. And she is my guest chef today, my guest cook, my guest appearance. And she's a little bit nervous, but I said, only thing that is really going to make you nervous is if you lose one of these lovely meals in a quesadilla. 'Cause that's what our show is about today, is quesadillas. Now you picked quesadillas because you said it was one of your favorite things to do. You seem to be getting into a lot of Mexican kind of stuff.
I do.
How come? Why do you think that is?
I think I like to cook with all the spices and make new spices to put into it. I just have fun doing all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, good, good. And you told me that in addition to starting to cook after I got you, sort of dragged you by the hair a couple of times into baking and wacky cakes, and regular readers of my food column may remember that you have been in there with a chocolate mouth, so you no longer have that anymore. But we used to bake wacky cake, which is the cake without eggs and milk and butter without any dairy. And of course, Lauren's favorite part was
Licking the batter.
licking the batter,
So fun.
and the sprinkles. Oh, the sprinkles. The sprinkles, they're all over the place. So we were doing that, but now you're into what I think is really really an interesting route for you to take, because we do have a lot of different spices, and we're going to actually make a spice mix later when we get to do the quesadillas. And then you'll have that. I know that you've said when you made stuff you used what? A taco seasoning mix? The packaged
just
taco?
like the yellow package of taco seasoning.
Taco seasoning. And I think that we'll make our own today, and then you'll be able to take some of that home with you and use it, and you don't have to buy the yellow packages anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, so cooking. Let's see, I've been cooking for many years. You've been cooking for about how long do you think at age 13 here? I mean,
Well,
I have
I was
pictures of you.
little.
I know. I have pictures of you in Ireland, but you were really little then, so I don't think you were cooking then. But I think maybe 5 or 6 you got into it? Yeah. Okay. All right, and you have had a few disasters.
Just a couple.
Just a couple, that's all right. By the time you're my age, you'll have many disasters, but it's okay. One of the things that you said that you made that was a disappointment was spaghetti sauce? Pasta sauce? Spaghetti sauce, plain
Me
old.
and my mom, we were trying to make spaghetti sauce together, which I actually didn't want to make because mushrooms and onions, and I didn't like mushrooms and onions when I was little. And
When you were little. Okay.
I still don't like mushrooms.
Okay. But onions are okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were making it, and we left it for a little too long without stirring it, and it burnt to the bottom of the pan. So my mom thought we could save it, but we couldn't because it all tasted burnt. But I was actually very happy because there was mushrooms in it, and I didn't want to eat it.
Okay. Well, this quesadilla recipe that we have, that you will see actually on the screen a couple times as we are cooking or as we're talking, calls for onions. So that's good. You're okay with the onions, but I'm just trying to think. It also says that you could add some mushrooms to it if you wanted, but I knew that you wouldn't want that, so I didn't get it when I shopped. So, okay. I think we talked a little bit before you came on here and did a little bit of prep work, and I think that one of the things that you said really impressed me, and that was that you love cooking for your family. And why is that? What is it about cooking for your family that you like?
I think I know that when I cook for my family, I always get honest feedback from them. And also, I like being able to make people happy when I cook. Always puts a smile on their faces when I get to cook for them.
Yeah, and you also said accomplishment.
Yeah.
That you really feel like you have done something. All right, I was going to go on a riff about school, but I'm not going to do that. That's just not going to work here. I was going to say, getting an A on a final, is that a sense of accomplishment like cooking, or is it different, or is it?
I think it's definitely a sense of accomplishment, but it's definitely different because cooking, if I mess up, I can always retry. And then once I retry, I think I feel more accomplished because I know I can fix my mistakes. But on a final, I feel like it's just a one-time thing. You can't really fix it.
Right. Good. Okay. All right. I've been giving you some books over the years, and you've been collecting some yourself. And I thought we would put a couple right here. You have one that you really like, and it turns out that I love it. I think as I get older, I also like simpler cooking, and this cooking is very, very simple. Maybe someday I'll have you come and cook with me from a very complicated cookbook by Yotam Ottolenghi, which is Jerusalem, all sorts of different. You think this is a lot of spices, honey? We'll fill this whole thing up with spices, including pomegranate and everything else, and things like za'atar and all fancy dancies. But we're gonna start simple, okay? And I'll have you come back and we'll do something big, okay? So this is the Ultimate Kids Cookbook. Tiffany Dahl is the name, the author, and she has actually a peanut blossom. She has a website so that you can get recipes from that. Now, what do you like about this book?
She walks you through all the recipes, and it's very helpful because it also shows like where the parents can help you, and for younger kids, it's just very helpful to walk you through any recipe that you're doing.
Okay. And it's got real basic stuff. It says you've got skills, so you can see that it has how to brown ground beef. I mean, that's a very basic question, and it's great to have instructions for something like that. They also, I did mark this because this is yours. How do you make rice when you make rice?
Well, I get jasmine rice and I use the instructions on the back, but by now I've made it so much I just haven't memorized.
So what do you do?
So I do 1.5 cups of water and I boil it with butter and salt, and then I add 1 cup of white rice until, well, like 15, 16 minutes. And by that time I just put it in a bowl, add more butter and salt. Salt is better.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's your favorite thing? All-time favorite?
Yep.
More than Swedish fish?
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, huh? Okay. All right. So and that's exactly what this says. I'll give you a little hint for that. When you do your rice and it's cooked and you want it to stay warm, chances are you can keep it on a very low burner. But if you take a paper towel and put it on the top of the pot, and then put the top on the pot, it'll really fluff up your rice. If you leave it like that for a couple of minutes, it'll just absorb any remaining moisture, and you've got really nice fluffy rice. So try it and let me know.
I will.
Okay, all right. Now here is what they say. It's exactly what you said. And then we have, I'm going, in this book, I'm taking a look at some of the things that you have said that you have made and that you have liked. So the watermelon feta salad, of course. And let's see what else is here. Oh, I thought this was funny. Did you do this? Because the top is down, did you like this? The corn, which is cooked. Have you made that salad?
I don't think we made it, but we talked about making it for a while. We just never really got to it.
Maybe it's something you can do this weekend. Okay. And let's just look here. Other things that you've made better than canned. Tomato basil soup with grilled cheese, of course. And lemon drop. Your mom said you made that. And
that was my favorite
really
one that
wonderful.
I've made.
Really, really. And this is lemon drop soup. It's chicken stock, olive oil, boneless, skinless chicken thighs, orzo pasta, and then you beat an egg with some lemon and pour it in. Yeah. In Greece, it's called avoglemno. But we'll call it lemon drop chicken soup. Okay, that's a lot easier for us here. And let me just see if there's anything. No, those are the ones that you have been cooking from here. And we had talked about cooking here on camera, and you said that you thought tacos, because tacos are one of your favorite things. But then we switched over to quesadillas, because we just keep going all the time with what's going to be different or what's going to work. Now, I want to talk about your exciting news about what you're doing this coming weekend.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead. Tell us.
So, on the Island House, my sister and a couple of her friends are spending the weekend there.
Your sister's 14, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, 15.
15?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, how time flies. Okay.
So she and her friends are spending the weekend, and they asked me to come up with them to cook, just to cook for them. So I'm doing breakfast and dinner, and then having them do whatever they want for lunch. And then one of the nights I'm cooking a birthday dinner for one of my sister's friends who's having like a get-together.
Yeah. And how many people will that be? 6 or 8 or 10?
I think there's 6 staying at the house for the birthday. There'll be like up to 15-ish.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's a lot of people. That's going to be good.
Yeah.
You got to shop for it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then schlep all the stuff to the house on the island. And wow, okay. I think that's absolutely wonderful. I think it's really cool for a number of reasons. One is you get to be involved with your older sister, which is always fun, but not always fun. Yeah. And that she thinks that you're good enough to come over and actually do that. That must be wonderful. That must be a wonderful feeling. And to be able to do stuff that you really like. All right, here we are. Aprons on. We're in the kitchen. We are vintage cooks today. And Lauren Shearer is cooking with me. Falmouth is cooking. And we are going to start making some quesadillas, which are some of your favorite things, I think. You found this recipe. I think it was just a really good find.
Yeah.
The reason I especially liked it was because we get to make our own seasoning mix.
Yeah.
Okay? So we have the recipe here. What I would like you to do is take each of these, and the recipe calls for half a teaspoon of each of these. Garlic powder, chili powder, oregano, onion powder, smoked paprika, or regular paprika if you prefer. Smoke is a little smoky and it's nice, but you don't have to use it. Some people really object to it. You know, if you have something in the old days, when people were cooking and they weren't grilling but they wanted something smoky, there was something called liquid smoke. Have you ever seen that?
No.
It's really funky. And that's what this reminds me of, the smoked paprika. But this is much more palatable. I think the other is not so good. In that it just fills your mouth with the smoke. So, okay, open each of those, my dear, and let's do 2 teaspoons of each. And just to make it really hard for you, you get to do it that way instead of sticking the spoon in. Salt and pepper mix, 5 parts kosher salt to What?
1 ground black pepper.
Yeah. Here's a trick, because this is something that always happens to me. So I get distracted, my phone rings or whatever, and I've forgotten what I put in. So each time you do that, when you use that, I'll put 2 in. We'll put the top back on. And another trick, put the top on that matches what you're doing. I can't tell you how many times I've grabbed chili powder and it turns out to be smoked paprika. Okay, so that's onion powder. There, now we know we've used it. The recipe calls for the seasoning mix. Very quickly, we're going to saute. Once I get this seasoned, my pan, we're going to saute this, and then we're going to assemble the quesadillas and heat those up on here. And for serving, we have some nice lemon that has sour cream on it, and we also have sour cream that visited the lemons, and some nice guacamole and salsa. Now, you make your own salsa?
Guacamole, I make my own.
Guacamole you make, okay.
I love making my own guacamole.
How come?
I don't know. I think I get to make it different every time.
Ah, okay.
I think that's really fun.
Do you taste as you go?
Yes, I do. Actually, I have a friend. His name is Zach.
Uh-huh.
And I told him about being on here
Uh-huh.
on a cooking show because I knew that we would have guacamole, and I always make fun of him because I don't think he ever puts enough salt in his.
Ah,
So
yeah. Salt is important. It really is important in cooking, don't you think? So many people just say, oh, too much salt, and that can be. I know I did that just the other day at home. I put too much salt in something. And yet it really is critical for food to bring the taste. Okay, so let's, while you do that, let's get into seasoning the pan. Cast iron really can get sort of crusty and yucky if you don't use it a lot. And this was one, that a pan that actually did get a little crusty, but what I did was heat it up, put some olive oil on it, and just let it sit for a minute. And now I'm going to grab a paper towel and wipe it. And this is seasoning. You can do this overnight, okay? You can do it anytime, but you have a pan that's ready to go, and I think we're gonna really like it. All right, work surface.
it's a little messy.
It's a mess. Clean workstations, clean hands, cook's best friends. All right. Okay, how about stirring that up? That looks absolutely wonderful. And I brought a little jar for you to put some in. And then we get to do a little taste. Use the spoon to mush down the paprika. Yeah, exactly. Good. Tasting spoons. Whoa, that's really good. Drizzle with a little olive oil. This is my favorite olive oil. You familiar with this?
No, I'm not.
It's really quite nice. What I like about it is the markets carry it, but you can also get it online. And the nice part about it is the bottle is really easy to use. And when you want refills, you buy it in cans. So you're not buying plastic all the time. So you have your cans, you fill it up, and then you just throw the cans away. Okay. All right, let's turn the magic stove on. Why don't you switch places with me here? And let's put it on medium. And drizzle, eyeball it. Drizzle about a tablespoon. Cool, good, okay. And recipe says saute?
All of it?
I think so. Okay. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good. In the nonstick skillet or the grill or the seasoned griddle, add the mushrooms if using no mushrooms. Onions, bell pepper, sprinkle with maybe a couple. Toss the chicken with half of the seasoning mixture and set aside. And then why don't you do sprinkle 2 teaspoons. Think that's too much? What do you think?
No, should be good.
Should be good? Okay. Wonderful to have an agreeable sous chef. Okay. And I'm going to toss this with a little more. Would you put a teaspoon of the seasoning in this, please? And then let's toss that together, get that seasoned. And because the chicken is already cooked, which is really nice, we don't have to cook the chicken. But if we were using raw chicken, we would certainly be sauteing it after we did this.
Yeah.
Or if we were using ground meat, which is, I don't know, I don't think ground meat is that often in quesadillas. Do you? It's more tacos.
Yeah.
Things, right? Okay. Can anybody smell this? I can.
So
And it's going to start to come up. We're going to put that in a bowl, and then we're going to assemble our quesadillas. We're going to put the quesadillas in a little bit of oil on this, and put the cheese, and then the chicken, and then the vegetables.
So actually more
And
in the chicken.
remember that what happens with a quesadilla is that you're going to cook it, because you're going to brown it. So it cooks, and that's how everything gets hot. Okay, let's talk cheese.
Okay.
We had a talk on the way over here about what we thought would probably be the best. And we do have some very nice local Narragansett cheddar and another local, actually, Monterey Jack. And I think grating cheese is the best. So if you don't mind, if you would grate some up. And I think what we're going to do, because we're on television and we don't have a whole lot of time, what we're going to do is, if you maybe do about half of this, okay, on that larger grate. Good local creamery, really nice to support. I think they're in Providence, Rhode Island, Narragansett Creamery, really terrific. And Pineland is Bangor, Maine. So we're New England. That's good. And then we're Cabot. This is for, we talked about this. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say lazy cooks. I think this is really a useful product. You're rolling your eyes at me. You think it's for lazy cooks?
I think it's for lazy.
Oh, okay, then we're not going to use it. We're not going to use this. But maybe I'll use it at home. Cabot is local, New England. And one of the nice things about Cabot is they do not put all the preservatives in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although Lauren is looking at me like saying, I don't know if I believe everything this woman is saying. We'll see. You know what this is, when we talk about your weekend cooking, this would be something that would be fun. People could assemble this as well. And then best part about this, Lauren, is if you wanted to make it in advance and have the quesadillas ready for them. I mean, people could make their own. I'm going to turn that around so we're not looking at it. But you can make them all and then put them in essentially assemble the quesadillas by spreading the cheese over half of each quesadilla, and then add some chicken and some vegetables, and then you brown them. And what you can then do is put them on a sheet pan on parchment paper so you don't have to wash, and put it in a low 200 oven, and they're all ready to go. And then you just bring out your sheet pan with that, and you serve it with what's right here, which is our salsa and our lovely guacamole with a seed in it and some sour cream. Stir that, please. Did you do the cheddar cheese too?
Not yet.
Okay. Okay. And we are ready, I think, almost ready to assemble. Hot? Yep. There you go. Okay, be careful. I have Swedish fish in my teeth.
Me too.
Oh, God, okay. See if it shows
my
up.
braces.
If we see your braces. See if it shows up.
Heavy.
What?
It's heavy.
Oh, yeah. It is heavy here. Let's do it this way. There. Now, if we were cooking with Julia Child back in the 50s, before you were even a twinkle in your mother's eye, we would have somebody who would just clean all this up for us right away. But we don't have that, so it's us. All right, let's get going on assembling the quesadillas. What I like about quesadillas, I don't know if you do, is letting the cheese ooze out and get all
Me
crispy.
too.
Okay, good. All right, so let's give this a little swizzle
Okay.
of oil. And I left some onions there because I think one of the things that we can do is that'll just sort of give the quesadilla some flavor and make it look like
Yeah.
it's homemade and not, I don't know, I've never seen a packaged quesadilla. All right, so put that down. Check our recipe. Cook the quesadilla. Assemble the quesadillas. Spread cheese on half of it. Top the cheese with the chicken, veggies, more cheese, and then fold it in half. Okay. Look at those fancy nails. My goodness. Perfect. How about picking that piece up and putting that on there? Yeah. Ooh, can you do that?
Yep.
Okay.
My nails.
Your nails. Do you see what we're doing?
Yep.
Isn't that cool? That's why they can't see the Swedish fish in our mouths. Okay. And a little more cheese. And fold that baby over. Now, this is where asbestos fingers is what you get when you cook a lot. I am going to use the spoon, but you could use anything. What you want to do is just bring that up over that. Now, what I want, do you see what's happening?
Yep.
See that? Yep, it's bubbling. The actual flour tortilla is just coming up beautifully. Chi-chi is chi-chiing. Okay, throw that up over it, and we'll do another one. Cool. All right, why don't you use that bigger spoon to push it down? Yeah. All right, cook the quesadillas on one side, moderating the heat as needed. Oh, they don't know what my stove is like. And press lightly, carefully flip the quesadilla with a spatula and cook on the other side until the filling and the cheese is hot and melted. Okay, so let's get one more going. Yep. Little oil. This is an olive oil that's nice because you don't have to worry about the heat point with it. You know, a lot of olive oils smoke very quickly.
Yeah.
This one doesn't, which is why I like it. They also do, the company Graza also does something called sizzle. So, this is sizzle, and the other is half the size, and it's a drizzle, and that's your finishing oil, which we're not using today, but that's what you would use on salad or fancy-dancy stuff, because it's certainly much more flavorful than this one is. Okay, cool. I'll get you a spatula. Okay, should we try flipping?
Yep.
You go ahead. Cool, good job. Oh, look at that. Lovely. Smells good too, doesn't it? All right. right, so we'll make 2 more because we have a few people in the audience who might like a little bit. So we'll do 2. And we don't need any more of this, huh?
No.
You think we're done for now? Brought a couple other things just to play with because I love to play with them, as you know. This is another fairly local product. This is a jalapeno aioli. So this is spicy and aioli. I know, we're already spicy. Aioli is pretty much a mayonnaise. It's an emulsification of eggs and oil. And then this is the spicy chipotle, another one that I thought you could maybe just garnish them when we assemble them on a plate. Okay. Look. This is a good idea you have. This is really very nice. Okay. You happy with it so far?
Yes.
Even though we almost died with our inhalation of our stuff over there. Okay. All right. I think what you could probably do is get those ready to go.
Right.
Okay. And we'll just put them. Uh-oh. See, here's what my stove does. It talks to me because we just put a quesadilla on there. And the beeps that you hear, that's, so just stop it. It's saying, what is that doing on top of my burner? But we're going to ignore it. What do you think, Ms. Lauren?
I think it looks good.
This one looks pretty perfect,
Yep.
don't you think? Okay. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit, if I may.
Yep.
So it's at 4.5. So what we want to do is medium heat would be 5. Okay. So, okay, keep assembling. Secure the stove. Really quite something. Talks just like my dogs talk. My dogs bark, the stove. Oh. All right, let's cut into one of these. Just want to see. Put that right here. And let's just cut it and see if, use one of those knives, see if it's nice and melted. Stop it. There, it was. Yeah. That looks great. Terrific. Okay, so let's get one more made. Want to take a bite? You dying?
No, not yet.
Okay. Give that baby a flip. Yeah. Okay. I bet it smells good in the studio here. So this is on a little hot. This is very hot. That's
Yeah.
one of the things you need to remember, which is one of the things with cast iron. Sometimes they will give you a little handle or something to put on this, but I always forget about it. But that's why we also wear mops, bar mops, kitchen towels, whatever. And yes, we could use pot holders. Hey, there's an idea for you. Use a pot holder. Want to do a couple little garnishes around that. Okay. All right. And maybe drizzle with some of that or put it on the side. I don't want to mess up your pretty dots. What do you think we should do? Let's do this. Let's put this here and let's let it sit. Okay. And maybe it's always nice, I think, to serve what you're making with some of the ingredients that are, you know, like with fresh herbs and that kind of stuff. So how about putting a few little peppers there? And we had cilantro, we would use cilantro, but we don't have it. But these are all edible. What is this one? Lemon balm? Oregano. Oh, oregano's a good spice for this. And I'll give you my little lecture one more time, and then I'll be done. Where did my walking onion go? Oh, here he is. Okay. So this is an Egyptian onion, and this in your garden is like a chive. It's a little stronger though. And it will grow up, and it'll get heavy. It'll send up these little shoots, and it'll get heavy, and it'll fall down, and then it will make a new plant. So it will just walk around your herb garden or your garden or whatever. I used to have a lot of them, but I don't know. Maybe I'll take this one home and see if I can get it going again. Oh, Lauren, that's beautiful. All right. Are you happy with it?
Yes.
Success? It's fine. All right, now what do we get to do?
Eat.
Eat. Okay. All right. I'm going to have mine with a tiny little bit of sour cream.
Me too.
Okay. And here's the messy part. Oh. Good. Really good. Stringy. Spicy, not terribly spicy. I think that's a great seasoning. I do like that. Okay. Cooking with my niece, Lauren. Great job. Great, great job. And I think that's it for Falmouth is Cooking. We're cooking quesadillas. We're enjoying them now. And please, thank you for watching. And please visit us again on Falmouth is Cooking. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Promotional consideration provided by Rockland Trust, David Rogers Electric, M. Duffany Builders, Eastman's Home and Hardware, Crane Appliance.